I stopped believing. There was dust on the Bible, ashes where the fire used to burn. I kept telling myself I'd come back someday, but someday never comes when your soul forgets how to return. I was strength like armor, but underneath it all, I was tired of surviving every night inside these walls. And every song I sang felt empty, every road led back to shame. I was scared that if I called you now, you wouldn't remember my name. But mercy has a way of finding ruins in the dark and breathing life again into forgotten hearts. When the altar was cold and the fire almost died, when faith became a ghost, I still carried inside. You stayed through the silence, through every wasted night. And when I couldn't reach heaven, your grace came down to fight. When the altar was cold, you still called me your son. And somehow through the ashes, you said I wasn't done. You said I wasn't done. Still your son. I remember that old room, rain running down the glass, me staring at my reflection, trying to recognize the man I'd become at last. There were prayers I never finished, words I buried in my chest. I thought if I ignored the wound long enough, it would finally let me rest. But pain doesn't disappear, it echoes underneath your skin. And every step away from you felt like losing oxygen. So I came back, shaking, with nothing left to hide, and found the door still open, with the fire burning bright. I thought heaven left me when I walked into the night, but love was still waiting, keeping the flame alive. When the altar was cold and my faith could barely breathe, you held a broken version of me. I was too ashamed Maybe the miracle wasn't fire from the sky. Maybe the miracle was that the flame never died, even when I stopped protecting it. And maybe grace looks less like thunder and more like a father waiting in the doorway for his child to finally come home. When the altar was gone, you wrapped my soul in light. You turned my mourning into worship and my fear into a fire that don't die. I came back from the ashes, from every endless war, and found the God I ran from was standing at the door. When the altar was cold, your love refused to leave, and now every broken hallelujah sounds like freedom breathing. Freedom breathing. The fire's still